New York. This is WIUR Radio.
Music never gets old, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's legendary music. It's Ion Sports Radio.
Oh, accidentally on volume there. Hello and good morning to everyone tuning into the Weekend Sports Recap. We were gone a few weeks. Some unfortunate things. We had snow and schedule changes kind of messed things up for us a little bit the last 2 weeks, but we're back. And it's quite a special day. This young buck here is turning 23. Feel old.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Birthday episode. So we got to make it a good one here. I mean, there was a lot to talk about. I think college basketball, it was a little underwhelming this week. Not anything crazy happening. A couple upsets and a couple big storylines that we got to talk about. Again, the first one, Michigan bouncing back against their loss from Duke, beating Illinois. I mean, Michigan's still going to be fine. I guess Duke was obviously a really good team. Still number one in the country. It's disputed number one. It doesn't seem like anyone's going to beat them anytime soon. Major bounce back win against a really good Illinois team. I mean, that's all I got to say, really. I mean, there's really nothing else. I mean, that was a must win if you're Michigan, and you beat them pretty handily. I mean, beat them by 14. Can't complain if you're Michigan here. Staying the same, number 3 right now in the country. No, I don't think there's going to be much movement, at least this week in the final AP poll, unless something catastrophic happens within the top 25 or even within the top 5. But what did you think of Michigan this week?
I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. I mean, you have Moritz Johnson, Yaxel Lundberg, Ademar, that giant 7'4" center that can just block anything. Kind of reminds me of Chet, just how skinny he is as a player. Illinois is a good team. Obviously, they need to prove themselves in the back end of the season. They're still one of the top teams in the Big Ten. I mean, the Big Ten is like a bloodbath in there with Wisconsin and Michigan State. Obviously, you have Michigan, Wisconsin, and Illinois part of that mix. But I expected Michigan to win and go to Illinois and beat them pretty soundly because Illinois, even though like they do have, like we've been mentioning so many times on the show with Keaton Wagler, you have Kylan Boswell. They have a bunch of international players with Ivicic and Stojakovic and Andrei Stojakovic, Peja Stojakovic's son. He was he was not that good in that night. 12 minutes, 0 points, 0 of 2. Ivicic, again, another key player, the part of that squad. Both Ivicic, they were combined for 9 points in 38 minutes. So they were very, very poor that game. Michigan, like we said, with Duke, they're easily 1 and 2, best 2 teams in the country, including Houston to that mix. And obviously you have other outside teams like maybe Michigan State who have been streaking. We'll talk about them later. I expected them to win that game, and they did.
Yeah, I mean, Illinois didn't shoot the ball well at all. Michigan did play, obviously, against Minnesota earlier in the week, but I wouldn't really count that as a big bounce back win. Minnesota is not a basketball school.
No.
So that they should have won that game handily, and they did. But again, Michigan, they're going to be problems. They're going to cause problems, for a lot of teams in March. I mean, that's a team you're not going to want to face on that side of the bracket. Obviously, they're going to be a 1 seed in whatever side of the bracket they get put on. And that's going to be a 1 seed that you're going to have to run through. It's not like one of those 1 seeds that you think are beatable. That's going to be a 1 seed you're going to have to beat, and you're going to have to play your best if you even want a chance to beat them.
And then looking at further down the AP poll, another team that played really, really well was Florida.
Demolishing Arkansas.
I mean,
belt.
BTA. They gave them straight BTA. I mean, it's dominating an Arkansas team, which I remember a couple weeks ago, I was mentioning to you watching the Alabama game. I mean, Darius, still, regardless of them getting destroyed like that, Darius Acuff is on a different trajectory of what we've seen from Calipari
really
guards.
Good.
Like, you're talking about John Calipari's, coach John Wall, Devin Booker, Eric Bledsoe.
He knows what to do with his guards, man. He gives the best out of them.
Fantastic guards, and it seems like he might be just at the top of that list. It seems like at the college level and maybe hopefully at the pro level because he has all-around game. He kind of reminds me of a Anthony Edwards, which is kind of football's like size, 6'3", like 200 pounds. But he kind of looks like a football player with his big hunches on his shoulders, his big arms. but he's an efficient player. He played okay that game.
Yeah, he
17
didn't shoot well.
He didn't shoot well. 17 points. Billy Richmond was okay in that game, but
I think it was just the matter of Florida
Yeah.
playing and clicking so well. Like that team's firing on all cylinders. As of right
Yeah.
now, they're on a 9-game winning streak. I was looking at the teams who they beat in that 9-game winning streak. They beat a Texas. They beat Kentucky, who was ranked 25th at the time. They beat A&M when A&M was really firing in early February. They demolished Alabama. Like,
yeah, they're a very, very, very good team.
they're a good team. Now they're clicking at the right time. And we were talking about it earlier. Like, once those guards begin to start playing good basketball, obviously they could be playing a little bit better, but I think it's just now realizing that the guards aren't going to be the focal point of that team. They've, again, great talent. They've been very underwhelming throughout the entire year. Good games throughout the season here and there, but not like consistent play. It's gonna be through the forwards. It's gonna be through Haw and Condon.
Yeah,
Those two guys are gonna be good. And Chinalu is a really solid center as well. I mean, double, 12 points, 16 boards in that game. Like,
double machine.
so I think that's the identity of the Florida Gators is. You're gonna have to play through the forwards and you're gonna have to play through the front court because the backcourt is been unfortunately very underwhelming. I mean, Xavier Lee with 7 assists, more of the facilitator. Boogie Flan 4 assists as well. But it's all gonna be through those centers, man, and those forwards. So the height on that team is gonna be a big problem, and they're all good. They're like shifty forwards. They're not like your basic like we're gonna back you down forwards. They can move, and that's what makes them dangerous, right?
I mean, like you said, they have the size. Boogie Flan's like 6'3", 6'4" at the point guard spot. And you have Xavier Lee, and then from there you have Hauk, Chimilu, and Condon, are all 6'9", 6'10", and up. So you're matching up against a team that's basically the average lowest height of a team is 6'5" on the starting lineup. So they have the height, they have the size, they have the defensive versatility. They are the defending champs, which is something that we just completely forget about. SEC is looking still top heavy.
Iffy, yeah.
It's still looking iffy. Vanderbilt's up and down.
Yeah, I think it's all the big schools, right? The Big 10 and Big 12. They're gonna steamroll, I think, in conference, and you even got the Big East. So that's technically one too. With UConn up there at the top of the home of the Big East, and St. John's too.
Yep, yeah, Villanova are part of that mix, but UConn's obviously at the top of that list because they're just the best, one of the best teams in the country. Even though, like recently, in a lot of their games, and the win margin's been very, very slim.
Yeah, they win, but not clean.
Yeah, but it's like that's the Big East.
Like just beat Seton Hall the other day.
Yeah.
What was it, by 4 points or whatever? They just scratched out. I mean, Seton Hall's a good team. I think
100%.
when I was looking at the Joe Lunardi's projections, was we could also look at a little bit later as well. Seton Hall was, I think, on the first 4 out. That win at UConn or versus UConn, I think really would have put them over the top, and I think guaranteed their spot in. But again, there's still a decent amount of basketball to play. You got, I guess, 1 or 2 games left in the regular season for certain teams, and then you also got the conference tournament. So that's where you're really going to show who a team is, and if you get some big wins there, they could really push you and propel you into the tournament when you're on the last 4 out. So it all depends. If Seton Hall wants to get in, they're going to have to play really well in the Big East tournament, and it's pretty much going to be a home series for St. John's, right?
Yeah.
It's running through this Johnny's because it's a home court advantage. Pretty much, you're playing at MSG, you're used to the court, and those fans are going to travel. So it's going to be tough for the Big East. I still like UConn a lot. UConn fans travel. It's going to be between, I think, UConn, St. John's,
or
in the Big
maybe
East.
Villanova.
Villanova too as
or
well.
Seton Hall as well with their defense. But
Another
point.
team that's been up and down this year. Not up and down. It could be the same argument, right? That they did have some big wins early in the year. Gonzaga, man, they cannot beat St. Mary's.
Yeah, that's their Achilles heel. I mean, they are their rivals in their division, but
that's the last time they'll ever play them in conference play because they're moving to the Pac-12.
Yeah, I mean, I expected them. I predicted St. Mary's to win that game. They're keeping as underdogs, but I don't know. Just they couldn't shoot well in that game. I just think Gonzaga overall as a whole team. I mean, they have good players. It's a team that when you look at them on paper, they don't really scream title favorites.
This is a mid-major conference up that really high, and they haven't been really relevant since Jalen Suggs left.
Yeah, no.
I mean, they've been relevant, obviously. They're one of the best mid-majors, but underwhelming. Like, they haven't really done much since he left in that big shot in the COVID March Madness.
Yep. And they really haven't had, like, 5-star kids like Jalen Suggs or in the past with Adam Morrison, like those old teams that they had in the past where they had, like, star recruits that seem like they can go into the NBA draft and go into the NBA, produce something. They don't really have that on their team. When you just look at their team, Braden Huff, Tyron Grant Foster,
Graham Ike is their best player, and I haven't heard a single peep about him. Like, where he's projected at.
Yeah, he's a senior. He's an okay player, but Gonzaga doesn't really,
They don't move the needle for me at all.
They're not.
That's going to be a team I'll sneakily put them when the bracket comes out in a few weeks. Them getting upset in, say, the second or Sweet 16, I could see it because there's no big talent on that team compared to all the other talent of the major programs right now.
Yeah, no. And then Arizona absolutely
given more belt.
Yeah, destroyed Kansas. Darren Peterson didn't play well in that game.
I hate that guy. I hate that guy so much. I think we've missed talking about him the past few weeks. He's like his stock is taking a big hit these last few weeks about him playing certain games, him injury managing in college basketball. I'm like, dude, this is your 1 year in college basketball, and you're gonna decide to, I'm gonna just sit out. And I forgot what game it was where he just checked himself out of the game. I'm like,
it was Oklahoma State game.
Come on, dude, what are you doing? Like, what are you
that's not
doing?
the
You're
first time he
hurting
did
your
that.
team. And I think I saw a stat a few weeks ago. I don't know if it's still true now, but they're better when Peterson's off the floor, Kansas, because they can move the ball and they're not going to go through him a lot.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's confusing. He has talent. Like, you compared him to James Harden, almost obviously the ceiling. If he can reach Kobe, that would be immense. But it just,
I think the talent level is there. The mentality, I don't know.
Yeah, the mentality is not there. It doesn't seem like, and the best ability is availability, and he just seems like he doesn't have it. I mean, missed half the games of Kansas, which is in a college basketball season, missing half the games. That's not a good look.
I pray that they crumble in the Big 10 tournament or Big 12. Sorry.
If he can stay healthy, they'll make a big run, and if he can just play in games and have that intensity on both sides of the floor, they will be a dark horse team. But like we said before, if he's not available, obviously team plays slightly better, but still, we all know he's one of the best players in the country, if not the best player in the country, with Cameron Boozer, with Darius Acuff. Keaton Walker is a really underrated guy I like a lot. And obviously Darius Acuff is probably top of my list of favorite players that I'm watching right now in college basketball. But it's
like, I'm looking now, he hasn't played over
he's
32 minutes a game. Like, when was the last time he even played over 32 minutes of a game?
It's
34, and that was all the way back in February 2nd was the last time he played over 31 minutes in a game.
And then you see his availability afterwards has been up and down, up and down. It's like a mountain.
It's just not consistent at all. And it's like looking at his averages, you got 19, 14, 0, 10, 23, 17, 14, 24. That was like his last 6 games. Yeah, it's just so inconsistent, his play. And I don't trust that. I'm not drafting him number 1 with that pick. He has a talent level to be there, but do you want to take the mentality part of it with you?
Yeah, and then you're going to talk about later with another player who's could potentially be number 1, Cameron Boozer. He's been killing it for Duke. And
Duke has been killing it overall. They've just been
phenomenal.
Murdering everyone they've played. And that win against Michigan last week was a big, big win. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else this Duke team can really do to prove themselves. I mean, I think they're a proven number 1 contender.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a bit of unluckiness when they get into the tournament, because you saw last year, I think it was a Houston game. They did blow it, but some of the calls were kind of unjust going against them. But like, they have Isaiah Evans, they have obviously Cam Boozer, they have the coach. I feel like he's
a good regular season coach. He's just got to perform in March Madness. A lot of questions have been raised ever since that UNC game. Obviously, you're beating the teams you should be. It was a good win against Michigan, but you got to coach well in those tough moments. And obviously, Duke was pretty much maintaining the lead for a majority of that game. But it's all come down to Jon Scheyer if he's going to be able to coach well in those tough games. Because even in last year's March Madness, it was all ISO ball with Cooper flagging. That wasn't the answer, and that's why they lost. So you hope he doesn't do the same thing in a few weeks, and that will cost them a game or two, right?
Yeah, I mean, we saw them against Michigan. That's probably going to be their toughest out if they were to match up with them.
And at a neutral site, which was played at an arena where they possibly could play in March Madness. So Jon Scheyer and his coaching staff knows what he's doing when it comes to scheduling. Because if you're going to play in that arena in Capital One, and you could potentially play there in March Madness, that's a little bit of a advantage in your favor. So you hope that play continues for Duke, and obviously they're just going to steamroll. I think they're going to steamroll their way to the ACC championship. I don't think there's going to be Virginia is going to be tough. Don't get me wrong.
Virginia, North Carolina, who beat them this year.
But North Carolina now doesn't have
Oh,
Ian
yeah.
Jackson,
Yeah.
or not Ian Jackson. Caleb Wilson.
Caleb Wilson. Yep. So he's out for the year. They could try and bring him back, but if I'm him, you're a top 5, top 10 draft pick guaranteed.
Don't rush
Yeah.
it. I mean, you don't want to hurt him more if you're the
Yeah.
coaching staff as well. You want to let him ride it out a little bit.
Yeah,
You know
100%.
it's going to be tough, but you know you're also going to get into the tournament.
Yeah.
But again, in the ACC, I could see Virginia maybe doing a little bit of something there, but they got demolished at Duke
Yeah, so it's like,
this weekend. So it's like, I don't know.
It's Duke's to lose basically the ACC title, and even if they were to somehow lose the ACC title, it'll still be a number 1 seed regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about a number 1, maybe a number 2.
Mm.
Because like looking right now, I guess the 1, 2, 3, 4. Florida's number 5 right now, so
They'll potentially be a 1 seed.
they could be a 1 seed. If one of these 1 seeds fall, like let's see who Duke finishes up the season versus UNC, which I think Duke is going to beat them. It's a really difficult place to play, Cameron Indoor. And then you look at Zona, who they play,
which does
Colorado,
depends.
which should be a win as well.
It does depend if they do win the tournament. If they don't,
if they win the tournament, they're going to be definitely a number 1.
Yeah.
It also, like, say if like a Florida wins it all.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
Florida-
projected to win it all, yes, but I don't know. And one of these top 4 need a fall. Let's see, Michigan plays against Michigan State, which could be a loss.
Yeah,
So the loss there could kick them out, but I don't know if it's going to kick them out of top 4.
yeah, it's possible.
It is
because-
possible. It depends on how bad or how good they win or lose by.
Yeah.
That's the main question. And
Guys-
talking about a team who's
Yeah.
had a really good win was Bama coming back versus Tennessee.
Yeah, that was. I thought that Tennessee would finish that game off, but past couple weeks, man, it just seems like Tennessee's just not it. I mean, they focus on Nate Ament a lot, and then a lot of games I've watched with Tennessee, it seems like the defenses in the SEC now are trying to lock them down, just straight send double teams at them, and they just make everyone else on the floor try and score. Nate Ament's a fantastic player.
Yeah, only 2 points in 11 minutes.
Yeah, they lock him down specifically to make sure he does not get the ball. If he cannot get the ball, he is their best player on their team, and if your best player on the team can't get the ball, good chance. I would say 80% of the chance you have a decent shot, but 80% of the chance you're going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, now obviously him with the leg injury, it's going to be a big factor of it all and how he's going to recover from that. And it's the same thing again with Caleb Wilson. Do you want to rush this kid back when potentially hurt his draft stock? I mean, if he's a competitor, he'll definitely want to play in the SEC tournament, but he's out versus South Carolina with a leg injury, so he won't be playing in the finale. And who knows? Maybe that raises questions how bad this leg injury really is and if it is affecting his draft stock.
But if it does affect his draft stock, I probably could see him potentially just sitting up because I think talent-wise, in my opinion, he's a top 10 kid. When you look at most of other mock drafts, they have him in the top 15. So maybe he might come back if there's a good chance if Tennessee make a deep run at SEC tournament, or maybe they have a dark horse win and they get through the tournament and win it. Maybe he comes back.
I think it all really depends on who he plays because Tennessee tweeted that his timetable for his return is to be determined, and he will continue to be reevaluated. So there's no timetable right now for his return. We don't know when he's coming back. And that 11 minutes on play definitely showed. I mean, it was tough to compete with Alabama, especially with Noah Ment. Gillespie played really well, dropping 26, 5, and 7. Didn't shoot the ball well, 9 for 23. But again, this Tennessee team dropping to 23 in the polls. It should be an easy win. Traveling to South Carolina should end the season on a high note. But couldn't shoot from 3 at all. And I was looking, they had like 1 or 2 baskets within like the final 5 minutes. And
yeah, they struggled. They were up mostly in that game, and then the second half they just collapsed.
Yeah, like 4:35 left. It was 61-63, and they ended up only scoring 6 points in the final 4.5 minutes.
Yeah,
that's not good at all. And you can't do that if you want to compete. And
especially in the SEC, which even though it's not as strong as it was last year, still looking at SEC now, you have Florida, Alabama at the top. You have Arkansas. Missouri's playing well. They're 20-9. You have Kentucky, who can upset you if you don't show up. Obviously, Tennessee is a good team when they want to be. Texas, underdog. Vanderbilt, Texas A&M play good defense. Like, these are a lot of solid, good teams in SEC. And obviously, Auburn's been very, 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 very bad. Obviously, it's first season under Bruce Pearl's son, so give them a couple years. They might be back. But SEC is a gauntlet. It really is. Like, you have a lot of really good teams. Like we saw a couple weeks ago. Not a couple weeks ago. I think it was about a month ago now. Vanderbilt was playing really, really well, and then they lose to a 11-12 Oklahoma team at home. and they were getting blown out by the first half. So it's very, very tough in SEC still.
It means more in the SEC, as some people like to say.
Yeah, it is.
And then they also fell to Kentucky this weekend too. Speaking about Vandy, I mean, Kentucky shot the ball very, very well. They shot it, some would say, lights out this weekend. They won by 14. It was always Kentucky's game, up 15 at the end of the first. Just insane. They had, looking here, I mean, Vandy has good, well-around talent.
Yeah,
But
talent's there.
it bumps them up at 24 this loss. But again, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players scoring in double figures. They have good talent.
Yeah.
It's just, can they put it together and be a little bit more consistent? Because they're very in and out. Like, they lost to a Missouri team on February 18th. You lose to Oklahoma at home, like you said. Then you lose to Arkansas on the road, but it's like, that was a bad loss. They lost by almost 30 that game. They lose to Texas, who's not a bad team, but they got to be more consistent. They got to show me who this team really is, and you can't also shoot 25% for 3, going 7 for 28.
Yeah, no.
And then Kentucky also looking 59% from the field, and then you're shooting 50% from 3. It's gonna be tough to win that game, even if you're on a great shooting night. You got to figure out how to stop.
Colin Chandler was on fire from 3 that game, 6 of 8 from 3. Denzel Aberdeen, fantastic player. Otega Owe, Adolfo Owe's brother, who plays in NFL. I think he plays for the Chargers, if I'm not mistaken. But Otega Owe is a really good two-way player.
Vandy has a 26th ranked defense in the country, according to KenPom. So they have good defense. It's just they struggle to put it together consistently. I think that's going to be the downfall of Vandy, and I'm not sure if that's how you feel, but that's how I feel. I think it's just the inconsistency, and I'm always big on you got to be consistent to be consistent to win, especially in March. I said that back in NFL, like, I couldn't tell with the Buffalo Bills because they were just so inconsistent, and look what happened with the Bills. And Purdue also, that's another school who's been awful. I don't know, like, what is that loss to Ohio State? Like, I don't understand.
I mean, Purdue's, they're a good basketball program. We know that, but
they never do anything with it. It's terrible.
And last year it seemed like their best chance, and this year they're okay, but a lot of big games.
They dropped 7 spots in the AP poll because of that loss to Ohio State.
That's a really bad loss. I mean, most of the big games that they played this year, they've lost. Michigan State, they lost. Michigan, they lost. And Ohio State away, you're supposed to, secure that win after you lose a close game to Michigan State. They lost that game. I mean,
it looks right now Purdue would be a 5 seed in the tournament.
Yeah, they lost to Illinois too. They were very, very similar. I would say similar positions to Illinois, but
I'll take Illinois over Purdue.
I would.
Sneakily, I could take a UCLA over Purdue.
Yeah.
So, like, the way the conference tournament ranks up in the Big Ten, I don't know if I trust Purdue. I don't. Let's see let me check where they have them ranked and seeding wise. Purdue's a 3 seed right now. They fell 1 spot projected. They're projected to be 3. Well, I could see them being a 3. That's an easily beatable 3 seed. And BYU is projected to also be in that that bracket as well. And A&M could also be a little bit of a sneaky team. So that's like a tough little group right there if you're Purdue. And you could easily lose those games.
Yeah,
I mean,
but they could also win those games because, I mean, they do have Trey Kaufman around. They have Braden Smith, Fletcher Lurie. Those are their key guys. Those are their seniors. That's their leadership. But sometimes they're just inconsistent. Trey Kaufman, I feel like he's an okay player, but you watch him, just watch any game. He has the most basic game ever. He just backs down and he just shoots with that left hook. Backs down, left hook. So it's kind of similar offense with him. And then Fletcher Lurie and Braden Smith, they kind of just proceed the wing. So, I mean, they need to diversify their offense. They're a good team. I don't want to disrespect them, but I don't think they're going to make it far in the tournament.
Honestly. Another team that potentially might not make it far.
No.
BYU. They're in shambles. I mean, they had that big win versus Ohio State, and then you lose to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Like, what?
That's inexcusable.
I don't get BYU. And that's not like their first bad loss either. Like, they've had a few bad losses on the year.
Oklahoma State, they lost pretty badly on the road. They played well against Arizona, which is crazy to think.
You play the good teams well, but you play the bad teams bad.
Yeah,
you really played down to them.
Yeah.
I know, obviously, Noah Sanders. I don't think he played this weekend.
No, I think he's out for the year with I think he tore his ACL, if I'm not mistaken. Sanders for BYU. So you're focusing mainly all your offense on Robert Wright and Aiden Demancin, which, I mean, they're both really good players. You're talking about 2 5-star kids. Robert Wright's a 5-star transfer or 4-star transfer from Baylor. Yeah, it's just really you're just really leaning on two guys, and you just gotta hope you got a X factor or hero maker off the bench or the starting lineup that can create more offense for them because it's just mainly those two guys. I can't really, you know,
Just try to
criticize.
stop one of those guys, and you're
Yeah.
gonna win the game.
Can't really criticize BYU too much because they're just limited so much because it's BYU. We're not talking about like a Duke or Michigan where they have like some 4 or 5-star kid off the bench or even a 3-star just sitting in reserves. So, you know, they don't really have that luxury really. You mainly have AJ Demanza, which I mean, he's still that phenomenal player that can just take off and do what Darius Acuff did against Alabama and just drop 50 if need be. Like he has that ability. So they're somewhat of a dark horse, but they're unranked now. I don't think it's gonna be much.
No, I think they're going to be an early
Yeah.
exit in the tournament. I think
Yeah.
no Saunders obviously tearing his ACL. That hurts the team a lot. Wright, obviously solid player. Team Tanza solid. Just like I said, just stop one. They're losing that game.
Yeah,
Whoever, if they go up against a good coach, they're going to put all their chips in stopping. I think honestly, it's putting all your chips into AJ Batanza, figuring out how to defend him and
Yeah.
figure out how to stop him. That's wraps on BYU season. And another team whose season thought was over after a loss of a player, Texas Tech. They lost JT Toppin, and then they beat ISU
They
on the
destroyed
road.
them. That was impressive. I thought that ISU would just roll them because Iowa State's been one of those teams where, and you know, in the past month they've been on fire recently. Played well against Kansas, and then that Texas Tech game, which they don't have JT Toppin, which you would expect them to win that game without. Expect Iowa State to win that game when Texas Tech don't have the best player, and then they get absolutely demolished. So
I mean, I like them. They're a sleeper team. I was listening to bracketology a little bit during halftime of the Arizona game last night, and they are a sleeper team. They play well. I think that now it's a chip on the shoulder to prove that we could win without our best player. And
they still create the offense. It's just the rebounding once he gets.
and they also got demolished last night against Arizona.
Which that's 2 back-to-back poor losses against some of the best teams in the country. So not to negate them too much, but that's crazy to me that Iowa State. I mean, they're such a good team, and then they just have that stinker performance last night. But Texas Tech, they're a really, really good team, and they're really underrated.
Yeah, I like them a lot this year. I mean, they're a well-rounded roster. It's sneaky how good that team really can be, even without Toppin.
Yep.
And also college basketball news. Conference tournaments officially starting this week. Our Iona Gales will be traveling to Atlantic City to hope to clinch a spot in the NCAA tournament. I do like their chances. I mean, it's a neutral site game. It's going to be whatever coach is best. We had our first official conference tournament game. I think it was the Horizon League last night, or I forgot what league it was, but it was some random. Oh wait, here it is. Is this it? Yeah, what league is this? Yeah, the Horizon League had its play-in game. Cleveland State versus IUPI. So IUPI. Wow, that's a tongue twister. Their season's officially done. Cleveland advances in the Horizon League. And I think there are a few more games today. Let me see what conference tournament games. I know there's a bunch that kind of start today. I think the Patriot League starts today. There's a few others that I think start today. Let me go back to ESPN for a second.
And then our games start on Thursday where we play Sacred Heart. And then the women's, I think they play on Thursday as well. They play.
Women's play on Saturday.
Oh, they play on Saturday. And then we have Fairfield, Manhattan. So we play the winner of that. I mean, yeah, we do have a really, really good shot. I mean, the number 1 team in the MAC, we beat on buzzer beater from the legend Toby Harris. So, I mean, we have a really good chance in that tournament. Honestly, we really do.
I don't know why I'm struggling to find what the conference tournaments are here. Conference. Well, moral of the story, there's conference tournaments coming up these next few days. So I'll be tuned in to watch that, which will be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for that. I swear I could see it on here, but I guess not. It has to be random mid-majors that are not supposed to be playing on. But there's a big basketball day today. A couple good games. So Bama, Georgia is going to be a really good one. Clemson, UNC is going to be good. Nebraska, UCLA is going to be a very solid game.
We have a couple of good games this slate of games in college basketball.
Yep. So I think that could, what do you think, wrap up for college ball?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless we're going to do a couple previews for, the last couple games, North Carolina, Duke. I mean, I think it's kind of going to be the similar game to what we saw last time, minus Caleb Wilson. So they probably will be quite of a gap in score, hopefully, but you never know because it's North Carolina versus Duke, so they'll show up for that game, both sides. And then what's another big game? We have Iowa versus Michigan. It's an okay game, but still Iowa at home against Michigan team that might be a little bit tired after playing some really really tough games on the road. So might be an upset alert game potentially. What's we have Miami, Ohio. Go to
Ohio
Miami of Ohio.
going to Ohio.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go undefeated. I think they should.
I mean, you don't know. They just
But they find a way
skated.
to win. They
They
find
just-
a way to win.
They just skated out of that West Michigan game. So and they're playing a road game.
They just find a way to win.
Yeah.
I don't like the conversation that if they lose in the conference tournament or lose a game and then lose in the conference
No.
tournament, they deserve to
No,
be
they-
in. They deserve to be in.
No,
That team,
100%.
the team's good. Like to be undefeated in college basketball on its own is difficult. You could be one of the worst conferences in the league, but still to go undefeated is
Yeah.
ridiculously hard. And all the teams that go 28-0 or 1 seeds, obviously Miami, Ohio is not going to be a 1 seed due to their strength of schedule and being in a really low mid-major conference. But that team's good, man.
Yeah.
They're one of the best offenses in the country. Like I don't know,
They
like
have-
why you leave them out.
Yeah, they have good quad 1, quad 2, and quad 3 wins. I mean, if there's a potential of a 11 loss, 12 loss like Kentucky or Tennessee gets in, like come on now. At that point, you're showing your bias, so you have to let them in. Especially if they go undefeated, which is a good chance they will. Even if they were to lose to Ohio, was it Ohio you have to play next? If they even lose to Ohio and then they win the tournament, yeah, they 100% deserve to get in.
Yeah, Ken Palm has them as like the 70th ranked offense. I don't trust that. That team could shoot. I mean, their last
Yeah.
few games, they obviously struggled a little bit more offensively, which is why they took the dip. But again, that team, if they catch fire and they get comfortable shooting, they're gonna shoot the lights out of the gym.
Yeah.
So I think that could wrap up here, at least on college basketball. Anything else you want to add? We'll say let's go Iona. Give
Yeah.
them hell on Thursday and let's make a run.
Yeah, I think we got the right players playing well. CJ's playing well. Cozy's been on fire. I mean, Toby's
And now if you got Matt
Lights
Reed coming
out.
off the bench
Yep,
playing as well as he
Matt's
did at
back.
Manhattan, he could be a little bit of a problem too. It gives more
Yeah.
depth. Khalil had a great double-double as well. Manhattan excuse me, can't speak. A sneaky double-double at
Mhm.
Manhattan as well. So this team's firing right now. They're hot. And I was talking to one of the announcers at Manhattan. He said, we are the scariest team in the MAC. And he's not wrong because we give teams a lot of issues. Like beating Siena at home was a big one.
Yep.
Quinnipiac, unfortunately, was a tough loss, but we obviously will learn to grow from that. And beating Merrimack at home, and we gave them double overtime
Yeah.
at their own place, and we could make some noise. I'm really excited to watch them on Thursday night.
Yeah, I think we have a good chance of winning the whole thing. Hopefully.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. And now on the NBA, a team who looks like is gonna be going all the way. The Thunder and the Nuggets. That was a great game this past weekend.
Oh, let's also talk about the controversy with Lou Dort.
Lou Dort's a bum.
He's a really good player, talented player, one of the best defensive players in the league. We've seen that last year. I think he was top 3 in the race for DPOY. But I mean, the things that he does, they're not clean plays. They're just straight up dirty plays. Like you see Jokic running down the court, you turn around, put your leg back, and throw your hip backwards, just trip him. It's like, and the amount of times I've
And
seen,
they like grabbed him too.
yeah, and the amount of times we've seen compilations of him shooting threes and putting his foot out on purpose to trip the other player, or just put his foot under their landing spot on purpose. Like it's just not even borderline dirty. It is just straight up dirty. The Nuggets, I mean, they're not fully healthy yet. Jamal Murray is just starting to get into
He
that
went
role.
ballistic last night
Yeah,
against the Jazz. He dropped like 45.
Yeah, but that's another thing against the Jazz. You shouldn't be.
I mean,
playing close
it's
games.
basketball, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. It's especially on a high energy weekend, but you still came out with a win.
Yeah. But the Nuggets are a really, really good team. I
yeah.
predicted them to potentially be like a dark horse. Like
I think they could beat the Thunder.
yeah.
I mean, if
100%.
you're the Thunder, you don't obviously want to see the Spurs. You've had your number the whole season. They're
Mhm.
also killing it. And speaking of the Spurs, and this weekend, how about your Knicks playing
They finally
pretty
showed up.
pretty good ball lately,
No.
backed by their really good defense.
Yeah, we're still
which
in
I
it.
never thought I would hear from the New York Knicks. The Knicks have
Defense?
never been known for their defense.
What? Under Tom Tippman. Well, under
At least this
Mike Brown,
year.
yes. With Mike Brown, yes. We haven't been particularly well defensively.
I mean, also when you look
fast.
at Jalen Brunson and Cat, they're just a traffic cone. They don't do anything defensively. But then when you have OG, Grand Theft Alvarado really changed up that defense
Yes,
since being
100%.
arrived.
Yeah,
So what have you been thinking about this past win streak here for the Knicks?
I mean, they've been playing well. Once we like connect into games and stay focused, especially with OG and Anobi and Josh Hart, and then obviously Mo Diawara was off the bench shooting 13 threes, which is crazy, but he hit 4 of them, which is clutch. But I think we have the defensive versatility now with adding Jeremy Sochan, who's a really really good player. I'm so confused. I need to delve in why does Spurs let him go. Like you said, Jose Alvarado, Jalen Brunson, and Cat. When they're on their game, they're the best pick and roll threat in the league. Obviously, Cat he frustrates me so much. It's you're 7 foot, 240 pounds.
Still wants to shoot threes.
Yeah, you just want to sit on perimeter, just pick and
That's
roll.
the new age of college basketball. I'm still on that still new age of basketball, I guess, as a whole. It's the 3-pointer.
Yeah.
You're seeing all these big men now live on the perimeter.
And he knows he is a back down game too. Like he showed that when he was with the Timberwolves. So like even though defensively, yeah, he does have the inconsistencies. That's why, Jimmy Butler criticized him and ratted him out and basically wanted him out of the Timberwolves organization because he just doesn't have that defensive, consistency or just that awareness at all, really at all times. So I mean, Jalen Brunson, like you say, he is a traffic cone, but I mean, you can get 25 to 40 points per game whenever you need them. We're playing well. I'm positive about the Knicks down the stretch, getting these big games, getting these big wins against the Spurs, against the Rockets in a game where I'm pretty sure, like I remember beforehand, they were getting blown out.
No, they were getting demolished, and they came back late in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's huge. And then later that week, they beat the Bulls. I mean, they are a team that when they're clicking, they are at that potential of what they showed the reason why they didn't want to trade for Giannis. They believe, a lot of execs believe that this is a team that will get to the finals out of the East. Because when you look at East, Magic should be playing way better. They're terrible.
Yeah.
Celtics, they're coming.
They're playing good ball. They're playing good ball, man. You see the hat.
Yeah,
for those tuning in. But
Celtics
they're scary.
Yeah, they're a very very scary team. The potential of Jason Tatum coming back will be huge for them. Pistons, obviously, they're Pistons. They're good. That's the that's
the Achilles heel, I think, of the Knicks and the Celtics.
Yes.
I think that's obviously going to be the team to beat in the East. Is
yeah.
The Pistons. They're playing good basketball, and this is a quick turnaround, man, from being one of the worst teams in the NBA history a few years ago to now being
one of the best.
Better the best is crazy. I mean, it just shows you got to build the right talent, draft the right guys. You don't always got to go crazy spending.
Mm-hmm.
Got to find the right pieces, and they're finding the right pieces.
Yeah, Cade, Jalen Duren, that duo. They let go of Malik Beasley to replace him with Duncan Robinson. Tobias Harris, he's a good player, but he's a kind of decent six man, I would say, for them. Isaiah Stewart, he's the bodyguard, he's the enforcer of that team. They're just, I don't know. It seems like compared to what we saw last year, we've seen them on the cusp because they challenged us and they took us to 6 games, and then Jalen Brunson put the dagger in their hearts at home and went in and closed out in 6. But they are a very, very good team. They are a team that do scare me. If we're not clicking and we're not focused, we can get easily swept by them, easily, because they will be the number 1 seed. They'll have the home advantage, and then they've swept us at home this season. So we don't really have a home advantage against them. So we really need to lock in. OG needs to be more efficient in the mid-range level because he's been fantastic as a three-point shooter. He's shooting like 40% from 3 this year. He can average a double-double any other night he wants to. Cat just needs to be laser-focused on the defensive end because he has the offensive capability, but he just needs to have that focus like 100% all the time, even if we don't have Mitchell Robinson on the floor, which is a huge miss that we don't have Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, that was a good win against Spurs. Spurs are still a very, very good team. Julian Champagny didn't play really well. I mean, he's a 3-point threat. 3 points, 24 minutes.
Spurs are going to be fine.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
Spurs will be fine.
Once Wembanyama is on like not a minutes restriction or even have to think about that, then
yeah,
they'll be a deep team. And the West is still kind of up in the air. I mean, the Thunder have been hit or miss lately. Like
the Rockets are
Pistons, they lost to. They hang closely with the Raptors, hang closely with the Cavs.
Yeah,
lose to the Bucks, but obviously that game they had no one playing. I don't know. I don't trust the OKC. It's always so tough to go back to back. We saw last year how easily the Celtics went down.
Yep.
It's tough to be back to back, and I think it's the Spurs' chance to really take the West this year. And the Rockets are solid too. Well, time will tell. Nuggets are really solid too. I think that top 6 is
Yeah,
insane.
that's
Those playoff series in the
yeah.
West are going to be
Whew.
so good.
You have Rockets, Thunder, Timberwolves, Nuggets, Lakers. The Suns are still very good. The Warriors will still be part of that mix, even though the Clippers aren't playing particularly well. You favor them to get out the play-in. I mean, with Darius Garland and obviously Kawhi Leonard, they're a very, very good sneaky team. Trailblazers are actually decent as well. They have
Yeah,
a lot of
they're in the play
yeah.
play-in right now.
They're in the
They're the
play-in right
last
now,
team in, and I think that's going to be the groups that are in the playoffs right now is going to stick. I don't think the Grizzlies are
No.
going to make a run. So
No.
unless, yeah, no, I think that's going to be the playoffs. I'm surprised the Clippers are still hanging in there, but I don't know. The Clippers are done.
Yeah, because Nuggets, Lakers, Suns, I don't think they're going to lose enough games for them to even climb back into that mix. And even then, they have a lot more to lose if they were to win games. You know what I'm saying? Because the Mavericks, you have your future with Cooper Flag, you have Max Christie, you have a couple other players, Brandon Williams, and then you have that draft pick. And if you get like a Keaton Wangler or AJ DePanso or Cameron Boozer next to Cooper Flag, I mean, you're solid for the next 10 plus years if they pan out. I mean, yeah.
The Mavericks are going to draft a good guard anyway, right?
And then you could just trade Kyrie for some really good pieces.
What are projected mock draft? Let's see where they're projected to pick.
I'm pretty sure they're projecting top 10.
Definitely top 10. They're one of the worst teams in the league this year.
And then if you, like I said, you get like a Cameron Boozer next to Cooper Flag, and then you can just trade Kyrie for some future, some high picks or a nice young asset. You have a very, very good future for
They're number
Dallas.
4 right now, dude. They're going to get an insane guard. I really like Dallas next year with Kyrie coming back. And then you have to think, whatever guard they get or power forward or whatever, they're going to have great mentors. Like, say if you get Kyle Boone, right, of CBS, right, has them to get Mikal Brown Jr. out of Louisville, who's a really good point guard, and he's going to be mentored by Kyrie Irving.
And even if you don't get him, if you risk it all and try and go for like an Acuff or a Keaton Wangler or a Darren Peterson. Imagine Darren Peterson learning behind Kyrie. That would
they have Darius Acuff falling all the way to 13.
Oh,
I don't think he's going to fall to 13.
He's top 10 guaranteed. I don't know what the scouts are talking about. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean that they could be really sneaky next year. And a couple teams talking about lower draft picks. Why some are returning? Why did Trae Young decide to return, and why did Giannis decide to return? Trae Young this is the one that confused me. His first game is going to be Thursday night. Why come back? I don't know.
I mean, the Bucks, they don't have their first round pick, so they kind of had to fight for a playing spot. So it makes 0 sense for them to fall out the playoffs and that's play for the playoffs.
Yeah, the Bucks are right. They're 3.5 games behind the Hornets. I don't even know if they're going to get in.
Yeah, they might. I don't know. The East is very, very poor compared to the West. It's not as competitive as it used to be.
The top 3, top 4 teams are going to be the ones that like. There's no sneaky teams in the East this year. Like, if maybe they're all healthy, the 76ers, but Embiid never plays.
Yeah, no. I mean, look at the Bucks' last 5 games. They, played the Cavs, won that game, eked it out, 1 by 2.
The Cavs
are
stink too.
Yeah, the Cavs aren't really consistent, and with James Harden being hurt, I mean, that hurts their chances. Destroyed by the Knicks, destroyed by the Bulls, destroyed by the Bucks. All these losses are by 20 plus points, by the way, which is really, really bad.
And I don't think Giannis he looked rusty yesterday, and I don't know if it's still gonna change the needle or anything.
No, it's basically I don't know how to say performance for him. Basically, for the next team, he's going to potentially get traded off to. Because what's the point of keeping Giannis when you have?
They have to trade him. Like the pieces that you're going to get is not worth holding him.
And the team that they have,
and get him now while he's in his prime and while he wants out. Give him what he wants, and you don't want him to get angry with the organization, especially after all that he's given to that organization. You guys a ring, like just give him what he wants at least. Like you're not going to compete with him, and it's going to be shown because you're not building a team around him that is built to compete.
No, I mean Bobby Portis, Ryan Hollins, off the top of my head, like with Giannis. At best, it's like where they are right now, 11th. If I'm being honest, like with all those players, I like Ryan Rollins, he's a really good player. AJ Green's an elite 3-point shooter in this league, but with those players, with Kevin Porter Jr. and Bobby Portis and Giannis, that team is just not that good overall. No. Nothing to worry about.
So I think that's it on the NBA. It's been, I don't know, something about the season hasn't really felt the same as the last couple seasons. I mean, I feel like I'm more excited to watch college basketball than NBA right now.
Yeah.
Or it could just be the way basketball is trending and what direction. So I think we should talk about, before we get into World Baseball Classic and other MLB news, obviously big stuff that's happened in NFL this week. A lot of good stock risers in the combine this weekend, and also David Montgomery
Yeah,
traded
those
random. I don't even say random. It was looked like he was on his way out because I
Mhm.
think the Lions wanted to give Jameer Gibbs the load of the running back carries this year
Yeah.
or this upcoming year. And again, he's a free agent in 2 more years. I think in 2020, after the 2020 season, he becomes a free agent. So
Mhm.
you don't want that money on the books if you don't want to give him all the touches in the backfield. And I think Jameer Gibbs is going to be one of the first picks in fantasy football this year.
Yeah, and also you gotta look at their cap space situation. They're like cap loaded with basically Jared Goff, Amara St. Brown, Lee McNeil. Dave Montgomery's a good part of that. So they just need to clear up some cap space. We already know their defense is
Atrocious.
the crux of why they were so bad last year. They have the offensive firepower, but their defense is so bad. On the other side, I mean, you know,
Texans got like what, a fifth?
yeah, they got like a fifth, sixth, and then they traded. I don't know who it was, but the NFL Combine, the Styles brothers, Lorenzo Styles Jr., the older brother of Sonny Styles Jr., ran a 4.27, which is, I mean, the amount of 0.43 under 4.3s I've really seen. It's crazy. I don't know what they're feeding these athletes now. It's insane. And then his younger brother, which is I thought Sony was the older brother, but no, he's the baby brother of Lorenzo Styles Jr. I mean, he is a physical freak. I don't know what the He's 6'5", which is same height as Calvin Johnson, 244 pounds. You're talking about like maybe 2 or 3 pounds off of Derrick Henry, and he ran a 4.46 40. Like it's a freak of nature. And then his vertical is 43.5 at 6'5". Like you're talking about an athletic freak that can play multiple positions at the linebacker spot. And then Ava Reese, his teammate, tested well as well. I mean, those two. Hopefully, the Giants pick one of them because their numbers, what they do at the college level at Ohio State, they play very very well. But those tangibles, it's off. Just like it's just mind boggling to think about this. Like it's 6'5", 244. You're running a 4.46. I mean,
There's a lot of kids this year that
like freaks.
Yeah, like some like, and it's not like they're the greatest class, right? Next year
Yeah.
is supposedly going to be a really good class, but there's some guys this year that I've heard have done really well at the combine. A couple ones. All the QBs seem to be doing really well. Carson Beck got booed since they're in Indy, but he had some really good deep balls. Jeremiah Love was his 40-yard was insane.
Mhm.
He has what, like 20 more pounds of muscle than Jameer Gibbs or something, and ran almost an identical 40-yard dash. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you do that at that level?
Yeah, he might be a Bijan clone. I mean, he's a beast, and he was fantastic at Notre Dame.
Jacob Rodriguez is another riser that people have.
Oh, so underrated. I don't know. They haven't projected as a second round, third round linebacker. And in my opinion, he's the best linebacker in the whole entire draft.
And then also Ty Simpson is another one who's done really well. Journey Bernard out of Alabama was a riser. So I'm interested to see how this draft goes. I mean, no big names, but there's a lot of QBs that could be solid quarterbacks. I think it's like under the radar kind of QBs that could be really well.
Obviously, Fernando's the number one guy in the class, but like you said,
He's not throwing. He's throwing at his
Yeah.
own pro day.
Yeah,
But he'll still, I think, a 10, but just not throw.
he's going to be the number one pick. But looking at everybody else, Caleb Downs, Ava Reese, like you said, Sony Styles, like there's so many good players in this draft. And then you have Spencer Fano, you have all the offensive lineman prospects. It's a solid draft being a part of the top 10. Hopefully, the Giants hit their pick because Caleb Downs, Ava Reese, we need defensive help. Obviously, we also need a number 2 wide receiver, Cardinal Tate, Malachi Lemon, Jordan Tyson. I mean, there's really good prospects in this draft class.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's in June, so probably be ramping up with interviews and stuff like that. And interesting to see what the New York teams do because they have, I think, 3 picks in the top 15 this year.
Yep.
Combined, not each team having 3. But I was in class yesterday with it was our studio anchoring class, and then Bruce Beck came in to speak, and he said something hilarious. He's like, they were talking about the draft picks. He was like, oh, the Jets have like 2 or whatever, 3, whatever number they had. I think they have 2.
Yeah, they have 2 first-round picks, I think.
And
I'm
then he's
mistaken.
like, the Giants will be interesting to see what they do with Harbaugh. The Jets with their number 1 pick, they'll mess it up like they always do. I'm like, you're not
Yeah.
wrong. The Jets will find a way to mess it up, and everyone just started dying. So the Jets will mess it up
Yeah,
somehow and just be Jets. I think
They
now
just
it's the Giants city.
Yeah, the Jets, talking about the Jets, they just traded Jeremiah Johnson, who, what, 2-3 years ago, he was a 16th overall pick. So, yeah, I don't know.
Garrett Wilson's like the only like first round pick left in like
Yep.
the last like 10 or 7 years or whatever on that.
And he probably will X out halfway through
I
the
feel
season.
bad because it
Yeah.
seems like he likes being in New York, but it
Yeah.
just he's not getting any help.
Yeah, no, none whatsoever.
Now I think we can transition. Do you want to do? We have about 10 minutes, so you want to get in your Premier League stuff because I get the WBC will be pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal had another key win in the London Derby against Chelsea. It was 2-1. It was a very nervous game in the second half because we got the goal, and then for the last 20 minutes, I was on pins and needles. Like I was hoping they could clutch the game because the week prior, 2 weeks prior, they played Wolves. Wolves, who are at the bottom of the table, like I showed you earlier in the class, they're going to get relegated. They have like 12 or 14 points as I'm talking right now. So for them to drop points against a team at Wolves' caliber, I was very, very nervous against Chelsea. But Arsenal have been playing well in the back couple weeks in the London derbies. Destroyed Spurs 4-1. Timber and Slee became clutch in this game off set pieces. I mean, we call set piece FC, but I don't care. If we're winning, it's a win. And then Man City the day before beat Leeds 1-0 on Elton Road without Holland. Semenyo got a beautiful cross from Aït-Nouri to get the win. The City looked kind of nervous, but it's not the same City of old. So my nervousness level about them getting on a run like they were in the past, where they had Kevin De Bruyne, they had Ilkay Gundogan, they had Riyad Mahrez coming off the bench. They had a baby Phil Foden. Now he has to be a starter. I'm not too nervous about them, but still, Arsenal need to, compete and keep doing their thing. They're top of the table. They're 5 points ahead, but they have 1 game in hand. Well, everyone else has a 1 game in hand. They have played 1 game ahead of everyone else because of the rescheduling for the Carabao Cup final for them. I'm really, really kind of nervous about I would say Liverpool, even though Liverpool's been on a good roll of games. They beat Chelsea. Man United's been playing absolutely fantastic. They've been flying under Carrick. I had to give them the credit, even though I don't really like United. I have friends that are United fans that annoy me constantly because I'm an Arsenal fan. They like to, bug me on, but I'll give Man United their credit. They've been phenomenal against Carrick. Brentford's been playing really, really well recently, which is kind of crazy to think. A team that a lot of people, including like a couple friends of mine that watch the Premier League, maybe like Robbie, expected them to be in the bottom half of the table, and then they're 7th right now, and they're 4 points behind. Actually, no, not 4 points behind. 2 points behind Chelsea, which is in European spot, which is immense. I mean, Brentford's been playing phenomenal. Igor Thiago's been absolutely tremendous. Damsgaard, their new manager, Keith Andrews. I mean, the set pieces that they do, the throw-ins that they do, they're a really, really underrated team. They've been playing well. And then, like I said, Liverpool, they kind of on the back end. I think they're going to be in the potential of getting a European spot, even though they're 5th right now. Chelsea's right behind them. Brentford's right behind them. Everton's been playing well. So, yeah, I think Arsenal, they've been playing well. We'll play tomorrow against Brighton, which is an away game. Even though Brighton's been poor, it's still, need to win out. We have 9 games left. If we win out, we win the Premier League title. We have the Carabao Cup final, I think, in a couple weeks from now, on March 22nd. I'm going to definitely watch that with a couple friends in the watch party. Yeah, Arsenal are in a really, really good spot right now. Hopefully, we win the Prem. That's my baseline. That's most Arsenal fans' baselines. Is just the Prem, and then anything else on top, Carabao, Champions League. If we win any of those trophies, that's just a cherry on top.
There you go. Premier League right there. Premier League recap on the weekend. And another thing that's taken over this weekend as well, it's been the talk of the talk. A lot of the players officially reported. WBC starts tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Oh boy, am I excited. Our friend Rock, we were at the dining hall eating food, and then I was talking about the World Baseball Classic and goes, "You're excited about the World Baseball Classic?" I couldn't tell. I'm like, screw you, man.
Canada doesn't have a really strong team compared to us, but yeah.
No, I like Canada this year. They're sneaky. They're pitching. They all have MLB talent pitching wise, and their bats are MLB level bats. And I think Canada really could advance out of pool play. But looking at, I guess, the groups, we'll kind of just discuss Did I go back to my bracket challenge? No, I can't. Submit entry. Whatever.
Mhm.
Do you have like a sleeper team or something that's gonna get you in the World Baseball Classic? Because the scrimmages start today too, between MLB program organizations and the official country, and I think it's cool. Shout out to my friend Rock. I know he's probably not tuned in right now, but Canada is playing the Toronto Blue Jays today, which I thought was pretty
Oh, that's
cool.
cool.
And then Yankees playing Panama. Jose Caballero is playing on Panama, so
Mhm.
they're going to see him on the opposite side. USA is playing the Giants today. Mexico is playing Arizona. Great Britain's playing the Brewers. Puerto Rico's playing Boston. Houston's playing Venezuela. So no Altuve in there, but obviously because of his insurance issues. But I mean, a team I really like sneakily this year is both Italy and Canada. I really like Italy this year too.
Italy, I don't know.
Yeah, MLB, they're young.
I don't really want to favorite them as a
I want to
dark
favorite them, but
horse.
they're good. They're a little dark horse. Have some fun, make some noise. They got all MLB young talent. Another team, Venezuela is obviously going to do their thing.
Yeah, Venezuela's really good. Colombia's good. Cuba, obviously.
Mexico is going to be really good.
I just think honestly, it's gonna probably be DR or US or maybe Japan again. Maybe
Japan's they're weaker this year.
Yeah, they're
They're
definitely
pitching, starting pitching. No Sasaki this year is going to hurt them. Obviously he's injured last year. Yamamoto's good. You got Yusei Kikuchi. Otani not pitching also is going to hurt them. But who knows? Maybe if it's like a dire need scenario, that they're gonna throw him out there in the final. I mean, if it's one game, I don't see how it could hurt them. But if you want to like do a little prediction here of the groups, who do you think is gonna
I think
possibly advance?
Honestly, I just think Dominican
Just
like on top of
everyone else.
Honestly, because I mean, look at just on their roster alone, and then they have a Hall of Fame manager and Albert Pujols, which is the first time he's been at this managing level for the first time. Like just name out the names: O'Neal Cruz, Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis. That's their outfield, and then their infield: Vladdy Guerrero, Manny Machado, Ketel Marte, Jeremy Pena, Ahmed Rosario, and then their catcher is Austin Wells, who's
Austin Wells.
I didn't even know he was Dominican, but
His mom's Dominican, so you got
yeah.
I found it funny, but we got a few minutes. I'm just gonna give my predictions of I think who's gonna advance out of pool play. And pool A in Puerto Rico, I like Canada advancing. I like Puerto Rico advancing. And pool B, I think it's gonna be Mexico, US. And then in pool C, which was a sneaky one. A lot of people are high on Chinese Taipei this year.
Yeah.
And Korea, but Japan's obviously going to advance, and I'll take Chinese Taipei. And then in Pool D, obviously it's going to be DR and Venezuela. I think Netherlands could have a fight, but they won't do anything. They have a great roster this year, at least in their lineup.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to add? We got to wrap up here in this last minute.
I don't think I have much to add. Maybe a little UFC preview. Obviously, UFC is this weekend. Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway. I'm a favor Max Holloway, even though I do like Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is a legend in UFC when it comes to UFC fans, hardcore fans especially. But I just think Max Holloway is just, ekes it in their rematch. Do you have anything else to say?
Nope.
Add to the?
I don't think so. I think we had a good show this week. I'm excited to finally be back in the studio. And thank you to everyone tuning into the Weekend Sports Recap here on WIUR. We'll be back, hopefully, same time, same place next week, recapping college basketball. Conference tournament starting up next week as well for the big majors. I'm excited to get started for that. See you guys next week.